Growing up, my mother told me that my grandfather was a great baseball player in the Dominican Republic in the 1930s and 40s. What I didn't realize was that he was one of four brothers who were actually all-star baseball players on the island that changed baseball. One of those brothers was Horacio "Rabbit" Martinez. He was a five-time All-Star for the New York Cubans. He was the first Dominican baseball player to play against Babe Ruth in 1935. He was also the first Dominican player and only Dominican player to play against Jackie Robinson. This was a time when blacks and Afro-Latinos could not play on major league teams. They had to play in what was known as the Negro Leagues. Despite the fact that they were just as good, if not sometimes better than major league players, when MLB was considering to sign a black player for the first time before they went with Jackie Robinson, Rabbit Martinez was actually one of the players they were considering. And it was because of Horacio "Rabbit" Martinez who eventually became the first Dominican scout in Major League Baseball and signed the first wave of Dominicans that came through. That's the Rabbit effect, with players like Felipe Alou and his two brothers, Mateo and Jesus. They became the first all-Dominican outfield playing for the San Francisco Giants. There was also Manny Mota, who is still considered one of the greatest pinch hitters of all time. And then, of course, who can forget Juan Marichal, the first Dominican inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. So the reason why this story is so important to Dominican and baseball history is because these players paved the way for the Dominican players you see playing today. Players like Juan Soto, Tatis Jr., De La Cruz, and before that, Pedro Martinez, Big Papi. So these stories are really important, not just to Dominican history, but to the entire story of baseball. So there's a legacy there. It's only now that people are starting to learn about Horacio Martinez, his brother Achilles, their youngest brother, Julio Martinez, and of course my grandfather, Antonio Toñito Martinez, who was an amazing catcher and second baseman, but unfortunately, due to a plane crash that took the lives of the entire Santiago Baseball Club, him and his brother Achilles perished, and their full potential was never really known. These are some of the greatest baseball stories that have never been told. The Martinez brothers, the untold story of talent, tragedy, and legacy.